Today we have a Tekton torque wrench. This is a 1/4 inch drive torque wrench that I just received. I haven't even used it yet. I did open it up, check it out, and this is what you get. It's the 1/4 inch drive, 150 or 10 to 150 inch-pound, or 1.1 to 169 Newton meters, which is, for my purposes, the more important number, even though it means the same thing. It's going to be really hard to see with the contrast and the lighting, but it comes in this semi-hard, semi-soft case that feels actually surprisingly good quality. Inside you get some warnings. And here is this itty-bitty baby torque wrench. Isn't it cute? It's really nice that they understand that this is, as the description says, all jokes aside, it is a precision tool. It's not a hammer. And to prove that to you, that they know that too, they really have a good way of securing this down. And again, the semi-solid case is pretty nice, although I feel like if you actually have this thing in a real tool bag, it's going to get dirty and torn up really quickly. So we'll set that aside for a moment and take a look at the torque wrench. You can see the graduations. Let me zoom in a little bit. They're very clear, both on the black and the silver coloring. And the Tekton logo here, it's all laser etched, but it's very thick. It's really easy to feel with your finger. You might even be able to hear how well that was etched in there. At its lowest setting, you can easily engage the click by hand. And overall, the fit and finish of this is darn near perfect. The only thing that I saw that was, I'd say, not perfect about the finish is on the switch to change the direction. It's a little bit worn through. But I mean, come on, who cares about that? That would happen in the first few weeks of ownership anyway if you use it enough. What I was more impressive than the wrench, I think, is the little pamphlet or brochure that comes with it. Because unlike any other tool that I've received in a very long time, it comes with an exploded view with every single part. Nobody does this anymore, and it's a darn shame. It also comes with a torque conversion table that'll get you Newton meters to inch pounds. Really, you can just use your phone for this stuff these days. That's not that important. It does come with some nice instructions on how to use it and how not to use it. And if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be calibrated for both right and left hand. I think its right hand accuracy is 4%, plus or minus 4%, and its left hand accuracy is plus or minus 6%. Unfortunately, I have no way to test that. So what I'm going to do instead is just see how it feels on a piece of scrap. So this is just a scrap piece of MDF that I tapped a 1/4-20 hole in. And I'll just set this to a random value. It doesn't matter. Something kind of low because I don't have a whole lot of torque holding this. Will it strip out? Maybe I'll set it to a lower setting. I don't feel like tapping another hole. I feel like this is just going to strip. Maybe MDF was not the best material to use. Who knew? Okay, we're well past the torque threshold there. Let me back that off a little bit. Stand by while I faff about here. So the click engages very smoothly, which I think is a plus point. I've used some other torque wrenches that had a really like half mushy, half crusty sort of click, where you could never really tell when it was going to happen, and it seemed to happen at random times. I guess actually, now that I think about the things I wasn't as impressed with, other than that insignificant scratch on the switch, is it sounds like there is some sort of galling going on in here, or fretting of the body to the... Well, actually, I can tell you the names of these parts rather than making it up. All right, the knurled handle and the... Man, they don't even give it a name. I'll just call it the body. So see if you can hear this. Do you hear it rubbing on the inside there? Yeah, I'm not so impressed by that, and eventually, or after some time, you could end up with some metal chips in here that could mess with the accuracy. How much it's going to affect the accuracy, I really don't know. But I'd like to have that be a little bit smoother, but to take it apart and fix that would involve having to ruin its calibration, and then you'd have to find a way to recalibrate it. As I said earlier, I don't have any provisions to do that. Oh yeah, accuracy is listed right here. So overall, having not really used this thing yet, I can say I'm impressed. For the price, I'm even impressed. Another good product. And I should be back in a while to give kind of a recap on this to see if it's doing its job correctly. I have a maintenance job on one of my cars coming up here that I'll have on the channel, where I'm going to be using this thing, which is also why I bought it, because the only other torque wrenches I have access to are a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch, and they're way too big for what I need. One more spec that I forgot to mention is the number of teeth on the ratchet. It's supposed to be 72. I have another Tekton torque wrench, and the 72 tooth torque, or the 72 tooth ratchet on that feels a lot finer than this. This feels a lot coarser. I'm pretty sure it is 72 tooth. It just feels a little coarser than what I was expecting for 72 teeth, or I should say, from my experience with the 72 tooth ratchets. Also, don't forget to store at the minimum value, otherwise it can throw off the calibration. So that's the Tekton 1/4 inch drive torque wrench. We will see if it holds up.